all Inderes TV viewers. We have released our very first report on Mendus, and today we'll discuss about the company with our analyst Antti Siltanen. Hi Antti.
Hi.
Could you start off by describing Mendus in a nutshell?
Well, Mendus is a biotechnology company and they are developing cellular immunotherapies. So basically they have products that are based on whole cells, and they are immuno-oncology products, so they activate the immune system against cancer.
Okay, so the company has two clinical stage products and Vididencel is the most potential one. Could you describe Vididencel in a way that anyone can understand it?
Well, Vididencel is based on whole cells, so they're basically first manufactured. They're living cells that are frozen and then shipped to the clinic to be used. And the product is injected into the skin of the patient. And in the skin they first, there are some initial steps where they activate the immune response, and over time you administer Vididencel several times over a few weeks, and over time it starts to create a kind of a broad immune response against cancer. So that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, thanks for the description. So how does Vididencel differ from already available drugs in the market?
Well, in the immuno-oncology space, the existing drugs are typically called checkpoint inhibitors, and they are passive immuno-oncology drugs. They are antibodies that bind a single receptor, and they usually give kind of a quick response in the immune system. And Vididencel is an active immunotherapy, and it means that it is administered several times, and it takes a few weeks typically for the immune activation to develop. So you administer several times, and it gives a broad immune response. It means that there are on these Vididencel cells, or the cells that are part of the Vididencel product, there are many molecules on top of the cells that are they look like cancer. So they help the immune system to identify what is cancer, and then in the body they can attack cancer cells.
Okay. Well, there are three clinical phases of drug development, and Vididencel is in phase 2. Could you tell a little bit about this?
Yes, so Mendus is starting a new trial any day now. It's a clinical phase 2 trial called Cadence. And in Cadence, Vididencel is combined with a standard of care drug in acute myeloid leukemia for maintenance therapy. And maintenance therapy means that when patients are first diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, they receive chemotherapy, and chemotherapy destroys most of the cancer cells, and usually there are some cancer cells left after the chemotherapy. So this is the place where Vididencel comes in. You administer those treatments over a few weeks, and then those small number of cells that are left after chemotherapy, they usually cause problems and cause the cancer to come back later. So that's the point where Vididencel activates the immune system, and hopefully it will keep the cancer at a very low level or eradicate the cancer cells altogether. But that's the the most important trial at the moment, and it's starting any day now.
Okay. Do we have any idea how long it takes for the commercialization of Vididencel?
It's hard to say exactly, but at the same time with this Cadence trial, Mendus is building the foundations for a pivotal trial, and you need this pivotal trial then to get registration and bring the product to market. But our estimation currently is that the commercialization could be at 2029. So, but of course there's some uncertainties there.
Okay. Well, the products are stored as a frozen product. Is this normal, and could this cost a lot of money in the long run?
Good question, but I would say there's nothing to worry about there. So they are living cells it means that they must be frozen. They would not survive for a long time otherwise. So it's manufactured, then the vials are frozen, and then you can store them for a long time, and you can ship them to the clinic. So that's normal, and it doesn't really bring major costs. So the infrastructure is there in the clinics and so on. So it's nothing to worry about.
Okay, that's good to hear. So how do we see the company's potential in the long run?
Potential is definitely big. So there's a lot of uncertainties in clinical development and bringing the product to market. But if the commercialization is successful, then we would expect sales of several hundreds of millions of SEK. So the potential is very big.
Okay. Well, how long does the company have funding for?
Well, currently it's secured until Q3 of 2025, so it's a reasonably good situation for Mendus. We believe that should be enough to get some data from this cadence trial that is now starting, and also the company is building the preparations or readiness for the pivotal trial. So they will probably make a lot of progress by then. So we should already then, before the funding ends, get some kind of significant news and more information about how the development will continue.
Okay, that sounds good. So what kind of role does manufacturing play for the company?
A very important role. So the company needs to have the capability to produce enough very high quality product before going into the pivotal trials or going to commercialization. For this, Mendus has started a partnership with NorthX. So they're specialists in producing gene and cell therapy products. So that kind of building up those capabilities is ongoing. So that will some goal for Mendus is to get the tech transfer ready by mid 2025. So that's a big step for the company. It seems that progress is going according to plans. But it's essential to move on to the larger trials and commercializations.
Okay. Well, how do you evaluate this kind of a company?
Well, there's not too many tools. So basically it's DCF, our cash flow model. So we model the cash flows into the future, account for these R&D risks. So that's one method. Of course, it's a very sensitive method. We are evaluating cash flows that are in the 2030s. So there's kind of a lot of uncertainties in that model. But anyway, that's our big tool. And then we are looking for peer valuation. So we're looking for Nordic immuno-oncology companies, especially in this clinical phase 2. There's also a lot of caveats when doing peer valuation, but that's one tool that we have at hand.
Okay. Well, lastly, what does our valuation for Mendus look like at the moment?
Well, it seems that by DCF we recognize upside for the stock, and we have a positive recommendation based on that. Compared to the peer group, it seems that Mendus is roughly in line with the peer group. So we cannot draw very strong conclusions from the peer group, but it seems that it's kind of valuated in line with the peers. And I would say that also the biotech companies in the Nordics generally seem quite cheap. So I would say that the peer group it's not expensive. And same goes for Mendus.
Okay, thanks so much, Antti, for the interview.
Thanks very much.
And thank you all for watching. The fresh report on Mendus can be found on Inderes.se, and also it's linked below in the description of this video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe our channel. We'll meet again in other videos. In the meanwhile, remember to read analysis and make good investing decisions.